I'm over 72. Here
we go.
And I feel great.
You know, a lot of people seem confused about how to suggest a video for the Drunken Peasants podcast. A lot of people try to tweet them to us. A lot of people send them to Drunken Peasants email box. I'm sorry, but all of that is just wrong. Okay? The only place that we look at videos and consider them for the show is if you send them as a private message on the Drunken Peasants Facebook page. And not only should you send us your links there, you should clearly label what they are. Like, here's a news story I think you guys should talk about. Here's a crazy video on YouTube. Here's someone for troll or not a troll. Here's something for a stupid ad segment. Here is me asking you guys a question. And that's where it belongs, in our Facebook inbox, clearly labeled. Because other than that, we ain't gonna pay attention to it, and you've just wasted your time. Sorry to say. Do you shop on Amazon.com? Of fucking course you do. You're a human being like anyone else, and you live in the 21st fucking century. So yeah, you're shopping on Amazon.com. But here's a question you need to ask yourself. Why aren't the Drunken Peasants getting a fucking share of that money that I spend on Amazon? Well, we could be. All you have to do is use the Amazon affiliate links provided below in every episode of the Drunken Peasants. Well, at least all the recent ones and all the upcoming ones. Check it out. If you're going to be buying something on Amazon anyway, why not support one of your favorite podcasts? In fact, your favorite podcast overall, let's be honest. Why not support your favorite podcast in the process? If you're going to buy something on Amazon, use the Drunken Peasants Amazon affiliate links so that we can get some of your money. Not just Amazon.
The Drunken Peasants podcast is satirical in nature, and while we do occasionally delve into serious issues and discussions, our primary purpose is to entertain and amuse. In other words, don't take this shit too seriously.
Live from the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants Podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Fuck it! Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
What the fuck you talking about, atheist?
It's okay.
You're nothing, TJ. You're garbage.
I just want to be liked.
You're garbage.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Welcome, everyone, to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, where we DP the fuck out of the news.
I'm TJ, and this
TJ.
is Ben.
Welcome, everyone.
We are the Drunken Peasants, a podcast.
Yes, with 10 and BJ.
You can cast your pod here, motherfuckers.
That's what we do. We cast the fuck out of some pods up in here.
I was
Fucking thing sucks.
I was watching an interview with Gene Wilder.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. The original Willy Wonka.
Right, yeah. And Young Frankenstein and you know, a bunch of other shit.
Great movie. Blazing Saddles.
Right, yeah. He's old as fuck now, of course. And it was, you know, it's pretty funny. Someone asked him, would you come on my podcast? And he was, you know, he's an old fuck, so he doesn't even know what a podcast is.
Yeah.
So he's like, would I come on your what?
That's good.
I know. I got a good laugh out of that.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, motherfuckers. If you're wondering, Scotty actually is back in town. He's not here on the show because his girlfriend just got into town from Canada. You know, because you know, Scotty, even though he talks a lot of shit about Canada, he steals their women. So. And, you know, he would be here, but whoopsh, He's pussy whipped. But as I've often said, it's better to be pussy whipped than pussy less.
That is true.
You know, everyone needs to remember that. Men, especially, and I guess lesbians. Anyone who likes pussy needs to remember, better to be pussy whipped than pussyless. Better to be a slave to the pussy than to not have any pussy. You know, and if you live by that philosophy, I think you'll be happier. For the most part. I'm a taco, man.
All right.
I'm a fucking taco. You like my hat, Ben? It's a police hat, but I wrote "fuck duh" over
Fuck,
it.
yeah.
So it's "fuck duh" police.
I think I've seen you wear that before. Have you had that for a while?
Yeah, I've worn it here and there.
You've sported various headwear over the years. Remember, you always had that fucking helmet.
Yeah, I almost wore that tonight, actually.
Really?
But it's too uncomfortable to wear on a 3-hour show. Plus, I wouldn't be able to get my headphones on, so that wouldn't have worked. I had a fedora. I left that in a hotel room in Kentucky.
Shit.
And I could have gone back for it, but I didn't because
you want to get the fuck out of Kentucky.
Yeah, right. And it was only a $30 hat, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, fuck it. I thought I'd be able to find another one pretty easily, but actually it's proved hard to find another fedora that fits my head. And people told me it wasn't a fedora; it was actually a trilby. I'm like,
trilby.
Fuck you! It's a fedora. Everyone calls it that. I don't care about your damn. I mean, like, I'm not one for like nitpicking classifications and shit. If it looks enough like a goddamn fedora and most people call it that, I'm gonna fucking just go with that. Fuck your little, oh, well, technically, shut up.
Few announcements here. We wanted to let everyone know that we're going to do the hangout for all the patrons. What was that, $25 patrons?
Right. That's going to be Thursday.
And
then we're going to be doing we'll have to do another one not too long after that.
Yeah.
So there's going to be 2 that are pretty much in a row.
This is your last chance, guys, if you're not already signed up for one of the perks. If you want it, feel free to sign up now before the end of the month.
Patreon.com/DP.
You know, if you're a $25 patron, you get the private show, you get the exclusive video, you get the hangout. I mean, you get all those things.
That's a lot of perks for $25.
Yeah. So
I mean, you know, and even if you 25 is a little bit out of your price range, for $5 you get the private show, which is pretty good. I will admit the last private show kind of sucked. Not
TJ's fault.
It didn't suck. It didn't suck compared to like a regular show, but for a private show it was our worst.
Yeah.
But it was because I couldn't get drunk and I was sick. But I'm okay now. So next private show, TJ's getting drunk, you know, probably gonna burn the studio down or some kind of crazy shit.
And the reason we're gonna do all these perks within the next 2 weeks here is because we're going to Europe. Wanted to let everyone know. Meet up in London May 14th. At first we're gonna meet up in Regent's Park, like probably around like 4:30 p.m. And then we were thinking maybe we were gonna go to this place called the World's End, and it's in Camden Town. And I don't know, if the weather's shitty, we won't go to the park. And if we go to this place and it's like, you know, like so fucking crowded that you like can't even move, then we would probably end up going somewhere else. But otherwise, plan to be there. Otherwise, we'll keep everyone posted if we have to leave. You know,
the meeting is going to be actually in Buckingham Palace
with the Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Queen has requested TJ's attendance.
Yeah, and she said
she's holding a gala for TJ.
The Queen says that she's gonna twerk for everybody. Yeah, so if you're into like great gilf pussy and ass, and with some royalty attached to it, you know, this is the fucking gig for you.
Anyway, people, London meetup.
But you gotta get past those retarded, you know, guards with the stupid hats.
May 14th, 4:30 p.m. Regent's Park. We'll give the exact location when we get closer in the park. If the weather sucks, we will not be there. So if it's like raining and shit, why would we be standing around out there? And then we're going to the World's End in Camden Town. Look it up if you don't know where it is. If you're not old enough to go there, I probably wouldn't show up because I hear they won't let people under 18 in. And, you know, we're not trying to really hang out with teenagers anyway. So,
Ageism.
Anyway, and then
it actually kind of sounds like a space Jism.
And then on May 20th, we're going to be in Amsterdam, and there's like a coffee shop there that we're going to meet up at.
We will be there,
the Bulldog
but we'll
Mac.
be so high that we won't really be there.
Yeah, we'll be there physically.
You'll get to be in the presence of our physical bodies.
Yes.
Basically. You know. But if you want, you can buy some green and join us on the astral plane.
Yeah, so it's at a place called the Bulldog Mac. I'll post the address for it, as well as the place in London. And that'll probably be like around 4:30 p.m. And we'll probably hang out for an hour or so, maybe an hour and a half.
Unless if you guys are really creepy, we're probably just gonna leave like almost immediately.
But if you're a lot of fun, maybe we'll stay longer.
If you guys are fun, we might even have to do like a point where we, you know, and this is kind of mean, but we'll have to divide the people into the people that are annoying or creepy, into the people we actually
and be like, you guys leave.
All right, okay, you leave, you stay. We'll get like a few like red roses, like on that stupid reality show, and we'll give it to the people. Yeah, you're interesting, you're fun, and it's like, how come I didn't get a flower? It's like, well, you suck and you annoy me. Go away, and die of AIDS and cancer at once.
And TJ was contemplating eating mushrooms.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fucking crazy.
Ben is like, I think Ben is scared of me being the mushrooms.
Well, I've seen you like super drunk, and it's like I wouldn't be able to control your ass if you're like freaking out. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, well it's. I can understand.
You're quite a bit larger than me, so I couldn't like restrain you if I had to or something like that.
That's what sucks about being such a big dude.
That's why you have to like only eat a little bit. Like, not a whole lot, because you'll fucking lose it.
I'll be honest with you, my plan was to get the strongest ones and eat like a heroic dose until my mind is like mincemeat. And if I jump off of Big Ben naked with feathers tied to my arms,
well, luckily,
so be it.
Luckily, that's in England, and we'll be in Amsterdam, so you won't be jumping off
somehow,
of.
Dude.
You'll like astral project.
TJ's magical mushroom adventure has many twists and turns.
Well, I will have a video camera, so
no one knows where it'll end up.
Yeah, so
probably jail.
Before we get on with the show, guys, just want to let you know, it sucks that we won't be doing the show for 3 weeks while we're on vacation, but there's going to be so much priceless footage that's going to come out of this that you'll be happy. And we're going to line up some content that'll be releasing.
Yeah, we'll try to make sure that both my channel, the Amazing Atheist channel, and this channel will have some stuff going up.
Yeah.
Probably not with the same regularity.
Yeah.
Well, definitely not.
And there will be probably crazy videos that we're taking while we're out there.
We'll come back with some good shit, some good footage for you.
So on with the show, guys. Next we have Troll or Not a Troll.
Not a troll! Just gotta sing along when you hear that song.
This is a kid trying to turn into a Super Saiyan. He's trying.
Can we... Hold on, before you even play it, let me just mentally prepare myself for how funny this is probably going to be. Because is he gonna do the...
We'll see.
Let's see. The constipated DBZ face.
What's up, YouTube? This is something that's been on my heart for a long time. And
Troll.
All I ever wanted to be in life was a Super Saiyan. Ever since I was a kid, I used to always look up to Goku and Vegeta, Gohan. I used to just look at them and just wonder, like, how come I'm just a human being, I'm so worthless. Oh, what can I do? I can run, I can jump, I can flip. And it's just like, we are so limited as human beings. And I just feel like, when I see superheroes, why can't we be that exciting and that awesome? Like, why can't I wake up and if I'm late for school, just teleport there and be on time?
Hold on.
But I feel
if you had superpowers, you would go to fucking school? If you could teleport, why the fuck would you bother going to fucking school?
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. Just teleport places.
Teleport yourself into the vault of a bank and take all the money.
Take the fucking dough and... I mean, you almost wouldn't even need the money because you could just teleport anywhere and grab anything and fucking teleport away with it. I mean, goddamn. You got a fucking awesome power. You could win any goddamn fight. Someone throws a punch at you, you teleport behind them, whap them in the back of the fucking head. I mean, goddamn, who has time for school or any productive activity at that point? Your life is now one of leisure and ease.
Like, you know, during that time of meditation and just thinking about it, I realized something. All of that is possible and more.
Sitting around fantasizing about being a superhero is not meditation. That's all.
No, he was meditating, and now he realizes that it is possible.
He realizes it's possible?
Yes.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
I didn't even hear that part.
Yeah, that was the last thing he said before I paused it.
Jesus. Okay, let's see it.
It's all in here. It's all in your mind. Think about anything that you ever tried to do. You thought to yourself, man, I could never do that. But then when you practiced it, guess what? You got better at it and you actually achieved it, didn't you? It's the same thing.
If you guys want to become a fucking Super Saiyan, man, all it takes is a little practice, you know? You might not think you can fly at first, but you jump, and then you jump a little higher, and then you jump a little higher. Eventually, you could jump so fucking high, you never come back down. And you just, you fly around, and, you want, like, to be able to shoot energy out of your hands.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know what the practice route is to that, actually, There's not even, like, you can't even kind of do, I guess, like, the closest would be, like, if you rub your legs on your feet on the carpet, and then you get, like, a little static shock going. So if you just do that all day.
Wait a minute. Okay.
If you just rub your feet for, like, 5 or 6 days straight, like, maybe you could fucking get like a half-ass Kamehameha going.
You look at superpowers. Of course, it sounds absurd when you first look at it, but if you try
and then you think about it, and it still sounds absurd, because it is, and defies the laws of physics and nature.
If you actually set your mind to it and believe, you can achieve it. I saw a Chinese man set a piece of paper on fire with just the power of his hands. Now you gonna tell me that was fake? No, it wasn't fake. He channeled that energy from within.
No, it's fake. I promise you 100% that it's fake. Because here's the thing. If that was real, then why wouldn't he simply go and take the James Randi $1 million fucking challenge, where if you can prove that if you can do anything supernatural in a controlled setting where you can be observed, then they'll give you $1 million. And even if you say, well, he just doesn't want the $1 million, well, why doesn't he just get it and give it to the charity of his choice then? This has been an open challenge for years and years and years. Plenty of people taking it. They've all fucking failed. Because it's just a magic trick. I mean, have you not seen some of the shit that fucking magicians can do?
Right. And most magicians of
they're
our era are honest. Yes.
Right. They don't pretend to actually have supernatural powers. They fucking tell you up front, I am creating illusions. You can't figure out how I did this. Because it's a fucking magic trick. They're fucking tricking your perception into thinking you saw something you didn't actually see.
Even David fucking Copperfield, like 25, 30 years ago, admitted like it was all an illusion and shit.
Of course it's a fucking illusion, but there's still some dishonest people out there who are going to say, no, it's not an illusion. I have powers, like the Uri Gellers of the world.
Also like John Edward.
Right, the fucking, the con people. Man, the huckster. The soothsayer. I loved John Edwards back in the day. I wish he was still kind of popular because it was just so fun to make fun of. Like, oh yeah, I feel an M, like a Mary or a Magdalene, or
he like run through like the most common names.
I feel like a John,
Joseph, James,
Jack,
Smith,
Jim,
Nelson. Okay, he's trying to turn into one. I don't know what the fuck.
This is it. All right.
Here he goes.
Do it.
Come on, dude. Make it happen.
All right.
He's playing music, and I don't know if we want to even deal with that, but...
It's like he's jerking off, to No, man.
He looks like he's gonna cry. So troll or not a troll? Do you think he's a troll?
I mean, you know.
You never think they're trolls.
You know, I want to. I mean, I can never bring myself to believe that they're not real. I think he's real. I'm gonna go with not a troll.
I say troll. Like his very first sentence indicated to me that he was a troll.
He might be a troll, but I don't want to think he's a troll. I think it's just too beautiful to think that there's really someone like this.
He's about to like blow a vein in his forehead.
Well, that is accurate to DBZ.
Yeah, yeah. Those motherfuckers got all these veins in their forehead bulging out.
Dude, I was looking at a Dragon Ball Z drawing the other day, a frame from the show, and they showed like if you like zoomed in, it was like even his veins had their own veins.
His veins had veins.
Yeah, it's like he's so fucking ridiculously muscular that the veins have veins.
That's what Scott Steiner was like back in the day. Like he had veins on veins and muscles on muscles.
Best orgasm ever.
All right, screenshot everybody.
I'll have what he's having.
Yeah. Screenshot. All right. So you want to move on?
Sure.
All right. You know, this next guy, we haven't had him on the show for a while. Kind of missed him.
It better not be the Vigilant Christian.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's Wild Bill for a mark.
Woo! Toilet paper jihad.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. Wild Bill for America here. You know, every once in a while, we get a little glimpse into why so many Muslims are in such a bad mood. The Daily Caller is reporting that the Directorate on Religious Affairs in Turkey has issued a fatwa, or an Islamic religious order, that it's now okay for Muslims to use toilet paper. Many of you know that in Islam, the left hand is considered unclean, and for good reason. That is what they use to clean themselves after they take care of business.
You know, honestly, and it's interesting that he brings this up. You know, I know in our society, toilet paper is considered the best way to clean. I don't agree. I don't agree that your hand is the best way either.
You go with the three seashells.
Wet wipes all the way.
You go with the three seashells.
Wet wipes all the way, motherfucker.
He doesn't know how to use the three seashells. What
three
a fucking
seashells.
moron. Yeah. The three seashells, Ben. It's the best way to wipe your ass.
What is it?
You three seashells.
That's stupid.
No, it's not. You just have three seashells and, you know.
I don't know why, like, wiping your ass with a dry piece of paper, I mean, I don't know.
You know, those wet wipes, though.
Right.
They've been giving sewage treatment plants problems.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't be flushed. That's part of the problem.
So you think you should just like have like a bag of like shitty wet wipes that you keep next to the toilet?
People do that with diapers. They throw diapers away in the garbage.
That's true. Very true.
And to the surprise of nobody, this shakeup of Islamic tradition has some Muslims madder than hell and ready to kill someone. The angry Muslims are declaring that paper is for writing, not wiping. Stand by for the stinky
can't really
finger
write on
jihad
toilet
that
paper that well. You know?
Right. And if you can't write on it, how can you wipe your ass with it? It'll just fall apart, man. You have to like take toilet paper and like fold it over like 20 times, you know.
I don't think you can get your ass that clean just using your left hand, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we keep going back to the Europe trip, but I'm kind of excited about the bidets, honestly, you know.
Ben just wants to
take an ass bath,
shot up
you know,
his ass and shit.
Get nice. No, it doesn't. Well, I mean, I guess some of them
do.
shoot. A lot of them are just like little bathtubs, though. Basically, mini bathtubs
Ass
for
baths.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Doesn't that water get nasty though?
Well, it drains.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never used one.
It looks just like a little bathtub. It looks like a toilet / bathtub, and you fill it up and then you do your business and then you open the drain and it goes down the drain.
Neat.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
You like it.
I don't like
Is
it.
sure to follow. Isn't the threat that someone might use toilet paper justification for killing them? Well, actually, in all fairness, it's more justification than Planned Parenthood requires for their killing.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. What a fucking...
What a weird connection.
Right, and so out of left field. I don't think, I don't buy, unless I hear it from a more credible source, I'm not buying that, the Muslim world is in a fucking tizzy over toilet paper.
No. I'm sure there's other things they care a lot more about than what people are wiping their ass with. I don't know.
The Daily Caller went on to explain more about Islamic peeing. Apparently, centuries-old Islamic law requires devout Muslims to pee sitting down, both men and women. And for some reason, Barack Obama came to mind. Why is it that Obama and peeing like a girl just seem to go together? Probably started when America saw him try to throw a baseball. Almost sprained his limp wrist. Now, under the Islamic code known as...
Obama could kick the fucking shit out of you. Why don't you shut up? You're some fucking fat, out of shape, old ass motherfucking.
Yeah,
redneck.
maybe you were tough at some point, dude.
Obama, you could clearly see just from his build and physique. And also, he's like a fucking ninja. Did you see that fucking interview where a fly landed on him and he's just like, BAM!
No, I didn't.
How many times have I've tried to swat flies tons of times and just they fucking fly away. They're like, ha ha.
Do you remember when George Bush...
Slow, human.
Do you remember when George Bush dodged that shoe in Iraq?
Yeah.
It was coming right for him and he was like... He was like a fucking cat, dude. That was the most impressive thing he did as president.
Yeah. What was George Bush's crowning achievement as president? Well, he dodged a shoe. It was pretty impressive.
I guess that's a huge insult, throwing your shoes at someone there.
Yeah, in Islam, yeah. Shoes. I think in a lot of, I don't know. I think in Islam, it's maybe this is India. I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's India. You're not. It's insulting to even show someone the soles of your feet. Because it's TJ. Oh no. So if you're an Indian, guess what? Bitch. Yeah.
Kadahul Hajar. Muslims are forbidden from peeing while facing Mecca. And they're not permitted to look at their genitals. Beware those zippers, guys. That's a mistake you only make once.
Okay. I love how he's talking about all the, those Muslims do all this stupid, crazy shit. It's don't you realize that to an atheist like me, you look pretty much the same? That you do a bunch of crazy, stupid shit you can't say Jesus Christ because he's taking the Lord's name in vain. Or, gay people can't have the same rights because the Bible says no.
Kadahul Hajar. Rules for peeing. Now that's something men can relate to. And since we're not Muslim, we can face Mecca when we tinkle. And wouldn't you know it, when I stand in my bathroom, I'm facing Mecca. Coincidence? I don't think so. So today
it's not a coincidence. I would say by definition that's a coincidence.
Yeah,
I don't think the guy that built your house was like,
make sure that when he pees, he's facing Mecca, because that ought to tick off those fucking Muslims. He's saying it's not a coincidence. Maybe he specifically built it for that purpose. He's the toilet used to be in a totally different part of the fucking house. He's no, I want to piss facing Mecca, goddammit.
American men are taking Kadahul Hajar for ourselves, and we can pee facing Mecca. Now, as the president of the confirmed Bachelor Club of America, I have authority to write man laws. So as of today, American man law now includes American-style Kadahul Hajar.
This should be fun.
Peeing towards Mecca. That way, when your grandchildren ask, what did you do in the Great War of Terrorism? You'll have something to tell them.
The Great War of Terrorism? That's what you call it?
The Great War of Terrorism.
That's what you call it.
I mean, like, I don't give a fuck about Mecca one way or the other, you know? Like,
I couldn't even tell you what direction it's in
right,
from here.
you know? Like, if I piss towards Mecca, whatever, you know? If I piss away from Mecca...
I would say, like, where we are, Mecca from, like, us... Well, I mean, the world is round, so I guess anyway you're facing towards Mecca technically, but it would be like southeast we would face.
Yeah, man, fuck, I don't give a shit.
And I don't even know what direction southeast is from where we're facing right now.
I mean, Mecca's a piece of shit. Who cares?
Be taking me to task for being irreverent towards Islam. I say this: one cannot be irreverent towards something that is inherently blasphemous. Islam is slaughtering people around the world simply because they are Christians or Jews. Islam is crushing freedom wherever it can.
Because, you know, it's not like America ever killed any Muslims or anything.
Never.
You know, it's totally been one-sided.
Not like Christians never killed any Muslims
right,
either.
You know? I mean, but like, America's, you know, we're not a Christian nation, but we're a predominantly Christian nation.
Ordained by Jesus himself.
I would presume that many of the soldiers, and, you know, I pretty much know that a lot of the politicians that were involved in this decision-making described themselves as Christians. And George W. Bush even said that, you know, he prayed to God for guidance.
God was like, bomb those fucking Muslims.
So I don't see how you can say, oh, well, you know... these Muslims, they're just killing Christians and shit. It's like Christians kill Muslims too. I don't see your fucking point. You guys are both a bunch of violent assholes that believe in irrational fairy tales. It's funny that you think you're any different, Wild Bill. You notice he never responds to these videos we make of him?
Yeah, I know he knows about it.
You're
There's
such a
no
fucking
way.
pussy, Bill. Why don't you fucking respond, you goddamn bitch? You want to talk all this tough shit, but every time you get criticized, you fucking tuck your tail in between your little fucking... Fuck you.
Islam is a greater threat to humanity than UC Berkeley. And if I can make a few people smile by poking fun at it, so be it. This is Wild Bill for America.
So you did make me smile, but it was at your stupidity.
The University of Berkeley...
Probably not your goal.
He was talking about how that's a threat to humanity, a university.
Yeah, Berkeley, man. Fucking, you know, that's...
known to be like the hippie university,
I mean,
like progressive, like liberal.
Look, I honestly hate those people, a lot of those Berkeley-type motherfuckers myself, even though I consider myself liberal and progressive on quite a few issues.
Yeah.
Mostly, I mean, like, liberal across the board, progressive on most things. But, I mean, yeah, even those people even annoy me, but I wouldn't say that they're like...
a threat to humanity.
A threat to humanity or something. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just stupid. I would say that Wild Bill's a bigger threat to humanity.
Yeah. All right,
Might
so...
bore everyone to fucking death.
Before we move on here, time for the next shameless plug here. We've got 8 days left in the campaigns for these shirts. Looks like all of the ones in the top row here have gotten enough orders to where they will ship no matter what.
No matter what happens, they will ship.
And kind of as an aside here, people keep asking, is the Ban Ben shirt green or black? And it is black. It's the same black that we use for the other black shirts.
It does look green to me.
It's kind of like the, you know, what color's the dress thing.
Know. Is this dress blue and black or gold and white?
Doesn't look like we're going to get enough orders for the black shirt. We've only got one right now, so
no one wants it. Apparently, you know, people complained about it being red, so we changed the color,
right.
And the red is way outselling the fucking black, so...
Yeah.
Apparently, whoever was complaining about red was just a fucking piece of shit that was trying to mislead us.
When we get about halfway through the show, we're going to take a break this time, and we'll play a video slideshow of the pictures that were sent in. You've got 8 days left. If you get a shirt, send us your picture. We will feature it on the show as long as you send it to us to our Facebook, just like anything else, and label it.
By the way, don't send it via Instagram because those pictures are pretty hard to save.
Yes.
I mean, it's not impossible, but
why would you need to do that when you can just put it on in a Facebook message?
Send us the fucking picture, you asshole, as a JPEG or something.
Yep. All right, so we're going to move on. Here's a video TJ actually wanted to make sure that we covered today.
I did. I don't remember at this point.
Josh Feuerstein.
Oh, right.
You want to set this up?
No, I think it's best to just delve right on in.
You should probably put your face closer to your mic a little bit. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I think it's better to delve right in.
Okay.
And just watch.
Hey guys, what's up? Josh Feuerstein here. Look, I meet a lot of people who say that they're willing to live for Jesus. But are you willing to die for him? I know it kind of seems crazy and far-fetched and really out there, but here's the reality. Do you realize that John the Revelator in the book of Revelations, as he looks into the future, really peering into the present, because we see a lot of things that both Daniel and John in Revelations prophesied coming to pass today? Do you realize that the book of Revelations talks...
Do you realize that Christian fundamentalist assholes have been saying that they're living in the times prophesied by the book of Revelations pretty much since the book of Revelations was written?
I just want to point out how clear and beautiful and cinematic looking this video is. That is the direct results of his new camera that he got.
Many thousands of dollars worth of donations to Josh.
Yes.
So he could buy a new camera, and he's still shooting
portrait
mode on his shitty fucking phone. So, no one should be upset by that, though.
About John seeing the souls of those who were beheaded for the sake of Christ because they refused to bow their knee and bend their knee and worship the beast. Does it kind of...
The beast? Really?
The beast.
Size does not matter, guys. Size does not matter.
It's obvious no girls are ever gonna like me.
I don't want to tell you again, okay? Size does not matter.
Size doesn't matter.
It makes sense. Put two and two together to realize that Islam is the fastest growing religion today, and that Allah mandates them to kill by beheading infidels who refuse to convert to Islam. Does that kind of worry you a little bit?
That's not even actually true. Islam's policy towards Christians and even Jews is supposed to be one of, you can exist, you can keep your religion.
Your religion existed before Islam.
Yeah, if your religion existed before Islam, then Islam's unless it's a pagan religion. If you're like one of the Abrahamic religions, though, you're supposed to get a free pass where you can keep your religion, but you have to pay like tithes to Islam. And actually, we've seen that throughout history when Islamic nations have conquered Christian territories. They, for the most part, have not just slaughtered all the Christians unless they converted. They just made them pay. So, that's not exactly the most enlightened philosophy, but it's certainly not a philosophy of, kill everyone who doesn't convert.
Right.
Can you kind of put it together and all of a sudden begin to realize that we have a president who continually pushes the Islamic regime and agenda?
He does?
When has he ever done that?
Yeah, ever.
Literally,
Never.
When has he ever done that? When has Obama ever pushed the Muslim agenda once? I've never seen him do this. The last president we had would literally walk around hand in hand with the fucking Saudi prince.
Holding hands.
Yeah, just holding hands and, being chummy and just kind of hanging out like they're old friends. And none of you fucking Christian conservative fuckwits were saying, oh my God, Bush is a secret Muslim, blah, blah, blah. But Obama, who I've never seen him holding any fucking Muslim king or prince's hand.
Yeah,
why is he labeled a Muslim? Is it just because he's fucking black? Is it because he's any fucking color but white?
It's, I guess, because his name, is Islamic in origin.
Right.
And I know for a fact his stepfather was like an Indonesian Muslim. I don't know if his dad was or not.
The thing that doesn't even make sense to me.
But it doesn't even fucking matter.
The thing that doesn't even make sense to me is, first of all, it doesn't even really matter that much if the president is a Muslim. It matters more like what his specific beliefs are on a personal level.
Right. I mean, he could be a Christian and have the beliefs of Westboro Baptist Church.
Right. Or he could be a Muslim and have the fucking views of, I don't know, Rachel Maddow or some shit. But
yeah, true.
The fucking point is that, I mean, you can't, I mean, it's just so fucking stupid. I can barely even address it. It's like, I feel like this is stuff that even a child should understand. And yet Josh Feuerstein, as our audience has come to call him, just sad.
Yeah.
Continually helps them while berating, bemoaning, degrading Christians, marginalizing us. Does that bother?
Hold on. Obama is a Christian. I mean, don't you guys remember before the election when you were trying to you were trying to fuck him over by saying that his pastor is too radical? Remember Reverend Jeremiah Wright?
And that, I mean, like, I thought that was bullshit too, but that's a more valid criticism than he's a secret Muslim.
Well, yeah, because at least it's fucking true.
Yeah, he went to a church where there was some radical beliefs being passed around.
But, I mean, doesn't the fact that he was attending a Christian church tell you that he's a Christian? Even if that church doesn't teach your exact brand of Christianity or what you agree with politically, Obama is a fucking Christian. Not that it even fucking really matters, but that's what he is. So for you to sit here and say Obama degrades Christians, it doesn't even make any sense. He is a fucking Christian.
What a great fucking screen cap.
Someone needs to Photoshop that face fucking the kid that was trying to transform into a Super Saiyan from earlier.
No.
Yes.
No.
They need to put Josh behind him like, ugh. Yes, that definitely needs to happen. And I guarantee it will now that I've said it.
Yeah, I know.
Bother you? Does it bother you that it's rumored that the U.S. has recently purchased 30,000 guillotines? Does it
30,000 guillotines?
This is like the French Revolution or something? Like,
what are they gonna do with guillotines?
I know, what the fuck?
I mean, like, okay, even let's say like we're planning a mass execution. What's the most efficient method of killing a bunch of people?
Guillotines.
Yeah, I know, the guillotine, because bullets are so expensive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if our government's just gonna mass kill people, they're not gonna fucking put us in the guillotine.
Yeah.
They're gonna make us dig fucking big ditches. They're gonna line us up on the edge and they're gonna shoot us in the fucking back of the head because it's the cheapest fucking way to do it. They're not gonna have some elaborate spectacle with the fucking guillotine.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what year does he think it is?
And why would they need 30,000? Even if you were planning to kill everybody in the U.S., you wouldn't need 30,000 fucking guillotines.
I mean, at that point, it would be less work to just drop a nuke on a city.
Right,
at that point.
You know? I mean, fuck. 30,000 guillotines. There's like, I don't know, 300 million people. I mean, this is just too many.
Making the guillotines alone, and then, like, who are you going to have run these guillotines, you know? Like, who's going to agree to this? I don't know.
Bother you that there's those, in fact, federal judges that are pushing for beheading to become another form of capital punishment? Does that bother you?
What does that even have to do with anything?
We don't even do hangings. We don't even do electrocution. I don't think. Maybe one state still does it, but we do. You know, the lethal injection and the gas chamber. Those are humane ways of execution, at least as humane as they can be.
They're supposed to be. I personally think the most humane method of execution is still just shooting someone in the fucking head. Honestly, I mean, like, the guillotine, I think your head survives for like 8 seconds after it gets chopped off. Or something like that. So you do actually have some perception for a bit.
And probably extreme suffering at that point.
I mean, I doubt you'd even really be suffering just because it's such a severe injury that it seems like your brain wouldn't even be processing it at that point. It'd be like probably like a surreal moment. Like, you know, if you've ever been like in a car crash or some horrific event like that, like it has that moment where everything slows down, and but it's you're kind of detached from it. You almost see it from like an outsider's perspective. Yeah, I mean, well, your head will be detached from your body, but then your consciousness will kind of be detached from your head too.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I don't know.
If you get shot in the head, I mean, you're just instantly dead. It's like, I'm alive, boom, I'm dead.
But here, like, what he's saying is total bullshit. Like,
yeah, I've not heard. Who the fuck is trying to bring back the guillotine? I've not heard anyone fucking say this. By the way, I'm at least impressed that he can pronounce the fucking word, because I know so many people say fucking guillotine.
Well, yeah, I mean, the double L is pronounced like a Y.
Yeah, it's guillotine, you fucking morons.
That we live in a day that the Bible is quickly becoming hate speech, and those who dare to voice its principles find themselves under persecution and attack. Does it bother you that the liberal left...
Okay, well, the Bible has been... Our society has already morally split from the Bible several fucking times throughout history.
I want to point out how fucking high he looks in this video. His eyes are just like two slits on his face. The whole fucking video.
This is all a character. He doesn't even believe this shit.
Continually try to remove every mention of God, Jesus, or anything right anywhere in government. In fact, trying to take it out of any sort of public eye.
And yet
they just get us drunk on entertainment, television, materialism, Facebook, Instagram, all of these things. And while we're busy arguing over
Facebook, where you have a massive following, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's where I got this fucking video from.
I mean, you're basically attacking your own bread and butter there. Fuck you, Facebook. People are distracted by Facebook. It's like, you have one of the largest Facebook and most undeserved Facebook followings.
What is it, like hundreds of thousands?
Hundreds of thousands of people follow this jackass, this moron, this simpering fucking dolt on Facebook.
For the color of a dress or Bruce Jenner or things like that. There's things you've never heard of, like Jade Helm. Yeah, I bet you've never even heard of that. I dare you to Google it. Jade Helm, a military exercise that's taking place in America right now. Why is it that the Department of Homeland Security, not the Marines, not the Army, no, not a branch that's of the military that's meant to protect us from outside, but the Department of Homeland Security recently purchased 65 million rounds of AR-15 for what? Why is
because we have the largest military in the world and
a huge overinflated budget. Look, we've also built tanks that no one wants, no one intends to use, jets that no one wants, no one intends to use, because there's just a giant fucking pot full of money that they feel like they need to spend so that all of these, arms manufacturers, all this military industrial complex bullshit can keep on ticking away. Because it's a giant industry that is totally in collusion with government, which is a sad state of affairs. But if you're thinking there's some master stroke behind everything, I mean, like, you're way overestimating the competency of our fucking government, first of all. They're not that competent. I fucking promise you that they are not.
Is it that there's Walmarts mysteriously closing down around the United States? 5 on the same day that reported plumbing problems? All 5 of them mysteriously shut.
What is
the fuck does this have to do with anything? Some Walmarts closed and they all claim plumbing problems.
Are Walmarts like Christian churches or something? I don't get.
Yeah, what's the significance, Josh? The fuck does that mean? Even if 5 Walmarts did close under suspicious circumstances, why would that in any way be indicative of some kind of weird end of the world Christianity in peril scenario?
Shut down and now activity going on. Look, you guys think this is crazy, but here's the reality. Why Walmart? Well, because if you were planning something on a national scale, you would need to practice for something you could do on a national scale. And there's a Walmart in every single city. You see, we've come to think that the government is somehow our friend, that we are taxed.
Dude,
and then
who the fuck in America thinks the government is their friend?
Right.
I've not met this fucking person, liberal or conservative, who just thinks, man, the government is my friend.
No, absolutely not.
No one fucking thinks this.
There are services provided by the government. That doesn't mean they're our friend. That doesn't mean we have to trust everything they do.
Or say.
Right.
But to go the other direction where it's just like, you just have like this unnatural amount of doubt about things, even that makes sense.
Isn't that ironic? He's so fucking skeptical about the government. You know, the government he can do research on and figure out, you know, what the government's doing to, you know, as much as he could, being the layman that he is. But he buys the Bible totally without any skepticism. It's just ridiculous.
The funny thing is, I mean, well, I wouldn't even call it skepticism of government, because to me, skepticism implies that what you're really looking for is evidence of something, or evidence that it's not, evidence that something is true or not true, and you're fucking in this middle position, like, you know, what's really going on here? I'm not just going to accept what I'm told. I'm going to investigate for myself. I'm going to see where the facts lead me. And that's clearly not what he's doing. What he's doing is he's just saying the government is evil, they're plotting some shit, and I'm just going to look for anything I possibly can that suggests that that's true, including something as innocuous as some Walmarts closing down. That's proof of the conspiracy. 5 Walmarts closed, so obviously the government's planning something, folks.
We get benefits, and many people, their income subsidized by the government, but the reality is the government has always been our enemy. That's what the Constitution and the Bill of Rights was founded upon, knowing that absolute power corrupts absolutely.
But the government doesn't have absolute power.
Yeah, they don't. They might. Some of them might want it, but they don't have it.
Right.
It could be scary days ahead for the church, but let me give you hope.
The church.
Can also be-
I like how he refers to it as if it's just like one church and that they, you know, they all agree on everything.
Yeah, all us Christians just agreed. There's no sort of division amongst us whatsoever. We're just the church.
Beautiful days. Why? Because the church always thrives under pressure, because pressure produces power. They were criticized and
kind of sounds like Anita Sarkeesian's equation. Hers was prejudice plus power.
Pressure equals power.
Yeah.
Crucified in the days of the Acts of the Apostles, but the gospel spread like wildfire. There's coming a day that we're soon going to find out who is really a Christian and who isn't. And I close with this, the story of a Chinese man who had been thrown in prison. They threatened to kill him because he had been writing letters and preaching the gospel. And he simply said, "You kill me, and every drop of my blood will seal the fact that I'm willing to die for."
You strike me down, I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. All right, we're gonna move. Anything you want to say before we move on about this? I mean,
no. I mean, it's obviously ridiculous. I don't think anyone takes it seriously.
By the way, all of you, all 3,379 of you, please hit the like button.
Like us. We need your approval to exist. Give us a like. Give us a like.
By the way, I'm gonna put this in. I'm going to link this in the video description. It's not there right now, but there are Drunken Peasants private show on-demand episodes available on Vimeo.
Vimeo, yo.
Thanks to everyone who's already seen them.
We love you.
Yeah, we definitely suggest that you go there and check that out.
Yeah,
so
have gay butt sex with them.
What?
I don't know.
All right, so, dude, quit fucking shaking.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
You're so scared.
This next video is made by a black conservative YouTuber. I've seen a few of his videos in the past, and this one.
You got to bring race into it, Ben.
Well, he's about to bring race into it in his video.
I see, yeah, sure.
So it's the reason why Democrats are the party of slavery and victimization.
Okay.
Every black person should vote Republican at least once in this election cycle. I can dig it. Rock on, Steven. But getting them to do that only once is like getting an obese person to try a salad. Just once. Sure, it'll be really good for them, but when they...
Obese people have tried salad. Come on. You know, I'm fat. I've eaten salads before. Don't act like a fucking salad is like foreign to me. Like you put it in front of me, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
don't see the immediate effects of eating that salad, they'll go back to their earlier eating habits and look for any excuse to reject proper diet and exercise and try to convince themselves that they're happy with being who they are while being miserable about it.
I think what's happening. Propaganda.
The fuck does that have to do with anything?
And now he's going to play his intro here. So he'll probably get a little further into it here.
What's this? I mean, but it's kind of a weird line of reasoning.
Restaurant. They got pizza, pie, and ice cream. You can eat all you want because they make rich white people pay for it. Next door, you have the Republicans with their restaurant of steamed poultry and veggies. Sure, it's a much healthier diet, but definitely not as much fun to eat. Oh, and you have to pay for the food with the money you earn.
Okay, so Republicans are healthy food.
And the winner for the worst analogy of all time
ever
goes to
this dude.
Let's see. Zonation. Congratulations, Zonation.
Yeah.
Worst analogy ever. I mean, like, you could do this analogy with anything. Like, it doesn't even fit is the problem. It's not like he's actually trying to, like, draw some sort of real comparison between elements. It's just like, like if you like red more than blue or some shit, you'd be like, red is like the vegetables that's good for you, but blue is, like pizza, but, you eat it, but... Yeah, I mean, like, you could do it with any two things. Like, oh, whatever I prefer is the healthy good thing, and whatever you prefer is the unhealthy bad thing. So clear.
Which restaurant do you think is going to have more people eating there? The irony is that the Democrats are the ones who are trying to control how people eat. Republicans are the ones who say, eat what you want. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to be conservative about what and how you eat.
This is all over the place.
Yeah, I know.
What are we talking about fucking here, man? Are we talking about fucking food, or are we talking about Republicans and Democrats? Because I thought it was an analogy, but now you're talking about it like it's the actual subject. What is going on? I'm lost, man. Throw me a fucking rope here.
Of good health. That's what it is to conserve and be a conservative, so as to prolong enjoyment, instead of being liberal with things that ultimately squander. Getting all American blacks to vote Republican doesn't suit their palate. Republicans are too bland for them. They need their food flavored with the MSG of race baiting and class baiting. Democrats pump that flavor in their food, which is really, really bad for them. But so what? It's delicious.
I mean,
the Republicans are the ones that have consistently done shit like... like I just did a video not too long ago, a few videos back, where I take this literacy test from the 1960s that was given predominantly to black potential voters. And if they failed the test, they couldn't vote. And the test is basically designed to be full of trick questions, to be completely fucking impossible for anyone to pass. And actually, like, even there's no actual way you could pass it if they don't want you to pass it, because so much is up to the discretion of the person grading the test.
They're very subjective questions.
Some of them are. Like, there's one that says, like, draw a line around this. But if you draw a circle, they say, oh, well, that's not a line, that's a circle. How the fuck else are you supposed to draw a line around something?
Is the key word there.
But, they that's the standard they could use. Oh, well, that's not a line. It's a circle. So you failed the test.
Yeah.
There's one question that asks you, like, it's some kind of crazy, preposterous shit, like, what, in the first circle below, write the last letter of the first word beginning with L.
I mean,
and then you fucking choose the first. You find, which is a confusing ass question, but you find the letter. You find the first word that begins with L in that line, and you put the last letter in the circle. But then you look at how they graded it, and they actually, if you did that, they would say, oh no, we meant the first L word on the entire test.
I mean, we've seen examples that show that Republicans don't normally even want, minority voters, working class voters too, to be able to vote. That's why they try to suppress early voting. They want everyone to vote during regular work hours on Tuesday morning, which is when we actually have elections.
And another thing is,
gerrymandering too.
Yeah, the gerrymandering, which is primarily Republicans doing it. So much gerrymandering. By the way, if you don't know what gerrymandering is, because I know that not everyone in the audience is like super political, gerrymandering is basically where you change the shape of a district in order to basically manipulate the demographics, which is why I think it was the 2008 election where there was actually more Democrat votes for Congress than there were Republican votes for Congress, but we still had a majority of Republican congressmen.
They did some gerrymandering up in northern Ohio. There was Dennis Kucinich and there was Marcy Kaptur, two people that had been in Congress for quite a long time. Marcy Kaptur for like 30 years. And what they ended up doing, those were heavily Democratic districts that they had. What they did was that they turned them into one district, and they ended up getting rid of one of them by doing that. So
yeah, and another thing that Republicans have done time and time again is they'll send out little postcards and shit to predominantly Black and Latino areas that will tell them, don't forget to vote this place this time, but it tells them the wrong date.
Yeah.
It says, oh, your election day, yeah, that's this day.
And I like how
trying to mislead them so they can't vote.
They pretend like voting fraud is a real problem. Like that's really something that happens so much that, it could actually sway an election. Because maybe someone voted for someone else.
But the point of all this fucking bullshit is basically that it's not Democrats are not. I mean, Democrats probably. I mean, sure, they probably do some race baiting, whatever. Sure. But Republicans really do seem to have it out for minority voters.
And I mean, just I'd imagine it's difficult to vote for a party when so few of their members seem to represent someone's, culture. And when you look at Republicans, they're almost all white guys, There's not many prominent women.
They're pretty much all old.
Yeah.
Most of them are.
There's not many prominent women or minority figures in the Republican Party. Not many,
There is Ted Cruz.
So I don't know. Ted Cruz.
Yeah. Good old Ted Cruz.
Being made to feel like a victim for many blacks and being made to feel like you're a member of the 99% is comfort food for them. They've been conditioned to feel like it's important for them to identify themselves as the field Negroes and to hate the so-called house Negro. Meanwhile, the so-called house Negro that the race-baiting blacks call us is like, you do realize that slavery was abolished 150 years ago, yet your mind is still in the fields, a place you've never been. Yet you want to stay brain chained to a place where Democrats wanted to keep you. And
not only do you make bad analogies, but you horribly misinterpret other people's analogies.
And now he's bringing up
That's
how...
pretty cute.
And he's bringing up how, Democrats used to be... I mean... Yeah, Democrats used to be the more conservative party, and they were pro-slavery. But I somehow doubt you would have disagreed with a lot of the other Democratic policies of the time, since you're such a conservative.
Yeah, I mean, people forget the parties switched places. The party that used to be the party of the conservative party became the liberal party became the conservative party. Actually, we've never really had much of a liberal party in this country, but... Liberal for America.
Still want to keep you. You think the Democrats have changed and that the Republicans aren't the party of Lincoln anymore. Democrats haven't changed. They still want you to be dependent on the master, and they're still dependent on you.
What would that?
It's just that
hold on.
now.
What fucking sense would that make? The Democrats back in the day didn't want black people to be dependent on the master just for the sake of dependence. They wanted them to fucking work
for free.
Right. That was the whole thing, is we want your fucking labor. I don't think the Democrats have been trying to enslave black people like, you better go do this, you know? I mean, if anything, you're basically saying that the Democrats are trying to create a fucking welfare state for them where they don't have to do anything. So it's like total fucking opposite. I mean, you know, you don't even have your story straight here.
Instead of using blacks to farm cotton, they now use you to farm votes. And you've been suckered into believing that this off-balance circle of dependency.
That's what the black people are supposed to do. They're just supposed to be votes for Democrats, basically. Just a vote farm for black people. I mean, like, couldn't you say that about old crusty white people, that they're just a vote farm for the fucking Republicans? And by the way, a much larger segment of the population
are old white people. Absolutely.
Curmudgeonly white people who are afraid of change.
Yep.
Democrats doing something for black folks. If Democrats do so much for you, why are you still so angry? Why are you still saying we shall overcome as if it hasn't already happened?
Let's be real here. Most people know that neither political party is doing really jack shit for them, for the most part. A little bit here and there maybe, but that's about the best you could fucking hope for. So I don't think there's a lot of people sitting around saying, like, yeah, man, like, even if you are a Democrat or a Republican, I think most people who are Democrats or Republicans are pretty disenfranchised, even with their own party, and the only reason they belong to one side is because of their strong distaste for the other.
I'll tell you why overcoming hasn't happened for you. Because you've been suckered into voting for the party that you were supposed to overcome. I'm still not understanding this butthurt logic of hating Republicans because they don't do nothing for black folks. If the Democrats are making life so wonderful for you, why do you need Republicans to do anything for you? The government isn't supposed to do things for you. You're so busy with this entitlement mindset of people doing something for you that you fail to see that the way out of poverty is by doing for others.
What are you doing for others?
Yeah.
You got this
playing drums, apparently.
You got this stupid, shitty show. I guess that's probably pleasing to somebody with, you know, I mean, I guess if you have someone who's got, like, you know, a double-digit IQ that for some reason is interested in politics, I guess they could watch this show and probably enjoy it. But short of that, and by the way, I mean, like, the we shall overcome thing, I would say you could juxtapose that with people who say the South will rise again. You know, yeah, there's a lot of people who cling to some old shit.
Right.
It's like, why haven't you overcome yet? It's like, because the entire human species is imperfect and no one has truly overcome anything. I mean, we've overcome certain things to certain extents. No one has fucking discovered perfection. No one has figured out the ideal way to human. Everyone has flaws. I don't even understand what you're fucking talking about.
By the way, everyone, before we move on, just like I was mentioning earlier, we do have a few of our private Patreon shows from earlier this year, just in case you missed any. They're available for pay-per-view. The link is in the description. Check those out. We actually have a bundle where you can get 2 of them.
Yeah, it says it's episodes 1 and 2, but I guess it's actually 1 and 3.
1 and 3, yeah. 2 we have not yet released. Obviously, we plan on doing that.
We got a little confused during the release procedure.
By the way, if you enjoyed the show so far, please hit the like button.
Thumbs up!
Helps the show out a lot.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Yeah. You know what I noticed? Okay, so...
Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Thumbs up!
Remember that guy that we watched earlier, the guy that owned you?
Yeah.
I just noticed the title of his video is Amazing Atheist Retard Owned, but he spells it Owend. He spells it O-W-E-N-D. But you're the
retard Owend. Amazing Atheist Retard Owend coming at you.
Yeah, so... And by the way, so that was the title. It has his fucking name in the title, but he acts like it's a secret, like, twist.
Right. Okay. As you're watching this, just remember that the title of the video is Amazing Atheist Owend.
Yeah.
And try not to focus on Owend. Try to focus on the fact that he mentions me by name, because that's going to come into play in a minute.
What up, YouTube? It's me, the Conservative Hammer, coming back at you live just one more time.
Oh, by the way, yeah, his camera puts out a whopping 2 frames per second.
And for those of you who are looking at this guy just being like, is that fucking fake Sagan? No, it's not. But
Man,
goddamn, his fucking facial features are like the spitting image from what I can see.
Got a lot of energy. I feel good today. All right, like I always say, if you're a liberal, progressive, or a registered Democrat, you might want to move on to the next video, because I'm not going to make you smile. I might make you cry. I might educate you, or I might enlighten your liberal small brain on certain avenues and certain aspects on the platforms I stand upon, and that's the way I believe, and that's what I stand for. So,
right on, brother. Right on.
I like how, they throw around the word, well, you're a liberal and you're stupid.
Yeah, maybe I'll explain something to your goddamn little liberal pea brain. Maybe get you some fucking knowledge up in your stupid little goddamn diminutive little fucking smattering of gray matter, and you can learn you something, and then you won't be no liberal fucking pansy ass queer no more.
Hammer, what is on today's menu? Who are you going to put in your crosshairs, belittle, and maybe even do a small character assassination on? Oh. I don't know. Hell yeah, I know. Let me get a little bit inebriated.
By the way,
okay,
so yeah, it's inebriated. Maybe that's a joke. I don't know. Probably not. Anyway, he is the frame rate here. This is how it was on YouTube. This is not like our upload. This is not an uploader issue on our port or part or something. Like we didn't fucking copy the video right or something. This is how it was. Okay.
Yes.
It was like. I feel like I am O-end.
A little bit, and let's get to today's agenda.
Okay, get to it.
Yeah,
Come
get
on,
to it,
motherfucker.
fucking bitch.
We fire the first shot here at this clown, verbally. Look,
I'll be forced to verbally
I got a
castigate
name
you
in
in
mind.
front of
and
your
we're gonna
peers.
Not reveal the name just for a little bit for reasons beans, because I would just want to prove my point.
Okay,
We've got a lot of liberal jackasses on here on YouTube, basically trying to either push their own agenda across onto us.
Yeah. So you guys catch that? He's not gonna reveal the name for a minute. Yeah, because he wants it to be like a twist, surprise. So this is the point where I'd like you to remember the name of the video is fucking Amazing Atheist
Owend.
Supposed to be owned.
Yep.
My name is in the fucking video, and yet he's trying to like create suspense. Like, who am I talking about?
He owned you so bad that he couldn't even spell owned correctly. It was like that.
The power of the ponage,
yes,
was so great that the word itself just got scrambled up.
Want to hear or personally don't give a flying fuck about. All right, whether it be atheism or so on and so on and so on.
Having trouble with your mic stand?
Nah, I just got tired of it.
But the person that I'm getting ready to basically attack.
Okay, keep going.
They're an attention getter. It's to point out
attention getter
2 facts about this dumb.
What you talking about?
And where they.
I don't need constant attention.
Where it is. Their platform is.
What's going on here?
And how much of a pole they can actually touch.
Don't look at me, anybody. Don't look at me, everybody. Woo!
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
This cat right here goes to the right-hand side when it comes to certain issues. Now,
So he's saying you're to the right of certain issues.
I'm on the right-hand side on certain issues.
as it comes to the NSA spying on people, dudes all over him. This cat is just straight up on him. Bam! Vocally, verbally strong with his 3-point IQ, throwing his bullshit.
3-point
all over.
IQ, man.
So if the
Little
NSA
bit
is
of
spying on
3-point
people,
IQ. He just dumb as a damn lima bean, boy, I tell you. Hey,
so it's all-
dumb. Ben?
Like, listen, Peach Obama needs to be thrown out of office. Unconstitutional. We need to do something about it. I can't believe people voted for this dumbass twice, let alone once. All right.
Ben.
But then again, at the same time, this dumbass.
Ben, man. I'm gonna tell you something, bitch. You got a 3-point IQ, Ben. You got a fucking little 3-point IQ. What's wrong with you, Ben? You been owned, bitch.
I was owned.
You been owned, bitch.
You got a 3-point IQ, and you got owned.
Yeah.
This goes at the other very left far venue and starts making videos on
Maybe that's a reference
socialized medicine.
to Owen Hart.
Obamacare wins.
Too soon.
Triumph of
No, it's been years.
secularism and atheism.
Has he even said who you are yet?
Bruh.
No,
Fuck.
he is not. He's building
Which
the
way do you
suspense.
go?
He's like M. Night
You go down the
Shyamalan.
middle,
He's building to the
and you're
twist.
straight up a piece of shit attention getter.
Yeah.
Like Jacqueline Glenn, like I pointed out in the video before this one. Or are you a centrist?
Centrist.
Inside my little box right here.
Why are you fucking wearing
I'm a cute
sunglasses?
little
It's pissing me off. I mean, I know that I wear shit that's not necessary all the time, so I'm really hypocritical here. But it looks like you're trying. It looks like, I mean, to me, you look like you're fake Sagan, kind of trying to look like Agent Smith, and it's very distracting. And I can barely pay attention to anything you're saying because, you know, you're basically just yammering on about how fucking dumb I am, how fucking I'm a moron, I'm stupid, I have an IQ of 3, I'm just out there for attention. You call me an attention getter, which, shouldn't you be calling me an attention whore? Isn't that usually the negative connotation? This motherfucker's nothing but an attention whore. An attention getter, that almost sounds positive, like, you know, like something you see in a good review, like, you know, this film's visual style is a real attention getter. That doesn't even have a negative connotation, you fucking moron.
Yeah, I'm sure he, like, you know, put your name in this video because he didn't want attention.
Yeah, you know, that's another thing. Trying to get rich off my name when you can't play the game,
Anyway,
bitch.
Bruh. You know who you are.
No, I don't.
Reach over here like I always do to the right hand side. Pull
To
this
the
shit out,
right
make some
hand
actual conversations,
side.
stupid-ass
Go get
piece of
this
shit.
shit, motherfucker. Oh, get it. Get it.
Name.
Oh, there it is. Where's the name? Where's the name?
Oh shit, that was my beer. That wasn't a name.
Oops. You did it again.
Reach again. Ow! Yeah! Bam! There
Bam!
Ooh.
What?
The amazing atheist,
Bam!
retard,
Bam!
dumbass, dipshit, cumbag.
Cum bag.
Hey, only some of
liberal,
those things are true.
socialist,
Yeah, like
dipshit,
cum bag.
Yeah, it's true.
And dipshit. I'm a cum bag and I'm a dipshit. I don't think I'm the other things he said.
Atheist, cocksucker,
yeah.
Also true.
douchebag, pussy, cunt, and all those other favorite words.
You know, I would say douchebag, probably half true at least. I don't know, Ben. You're actually subjected to me on a regular basis. What would you say? Would you say I'm a total douchebag or half douchebag?
No.
1/4 douchebag.
You're a lot more of a douchebag when, like, the camera's on.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Because that's when, well, I mean, like, you know, that's when the persona comes out.
Yeah.
You know, I have to fucking ham it up to entertain the people.
Right, right.
So I'm a little less restrained.
Yep.
But, you know, I would say even my personality here is more like 40 to 60% douchebag, depending on the moment. Maybe occasionally delving into the higher realms of douchebaggery.
say online all the time, then after he's done through saying is like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I offend somebody? And I'll say the same thing. If I said a word that might have offended you just now, please do not take it in the wrong context. I was just trying to prove my point on the way this piece of shit likes to talk.
But you're talking like that, so...
Right. And he's offending you.
Right. I mean, like, I'm just trying to prove a point about how this piece of shit likes to talk. It's like, no, you obviously just talk like that, too.
He is an attention getter, no more, no less.
Attention
so
whore.
Anyway,
attention whore, sir.
Attention getter.
Mr. Amazing Atheist, Mr. Coward, Mr. Yellow Belly, piece
Why am
of dog shit.
I don't understand the coward and yellow belly shit.
I haven't heard people say yellow belly.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a cartoon insult right there. You yellow belly, lily, you know.
Lily livered.
Lily liver, lily lover, bullshit, bibbidi blim blam. Like, what are you, fucking Yosemite Sam? Jesus Christ. Yellow bellied varmint. It's like, shut up.
Didn't graduate high school that claims this
Shut up.
3-digit IQ.
Shut up.
And I seriously fucking doubt.
Okay, hold on. A 3-digit IQ is not even a bragging right, dude.
I think that's what he meant earlier when he said a 3-point IQ. I think he meant 3-digit. Yeah.
3-digit IQ
is that? I mean, like the lower parts of the 3 digits are like average intelligence, right?
Well,
like 110, 120.
The way that the IQ test works is that it 100 is always the average.
I see.
So whatever the average score is, it always is 100. So if you have a 3-digit IQ, you are at least average.
Yep.
But he's going to say, oh, well, I doubt he has a 3-digit IQ. So you're going to say that my intelligence is below average. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm a fucking super genius. But
like that one dude, remember the super genius?
Yeah, I remember that guy. John Villarreal was his name.
Yep.
Classic bullshit. But, I mean, I obviously am not below average intelligence. Not that it even warrants a refutation or a rebuttal, or I have to clarify that to you. But if you're being serious, then I think you're also... I mean, you're being either dishonest or maybe you're just being hyperbolic. I don't know.
All right, son. Boy.
Don't call me son, bitch.
He called you boy, too.
Oh, yeah, don't mention...
You can call me boy, that's fine.
Violent,
but not son.
6'6" and 300 pounds. Dude, scared.
Why would you be scared? It's not like I'm there, you know? Like, Brock Lesnar's pretty fucking scary, but I'm not scared of him right now because he ain't fucking here.
And also, you don't have, like, I mean, you've been criticized by so many people. You don't have a history of, like, tracking them down and, like, I mean, why would he be scared, honestly?
Right, I mean, like, I don't understand it. Like, ooh, I'm scared.
Now,
like,
if you guys were
like
in the
I'm
same...
trying to scare him or something. I don't even know who the fuck he is.
If you guys were in the same place and you, like, start talking shit, then maybe you should be scared at that point.
You know, like, I guarantee you, if I burst in his house right now and I fucking hit him in the head with a lead pipe, he'd be scared.
If he was still conscious.
Promise you.
He'd be scared while the pipe was coming at his head, basically.
He'd be scared. Yeah, when I burst through the door, ah! Yeah, he'd be fucking scared.
Will you say, here's Johnny?
No. No clever lines. Just come in, walk over to where he is at a not a leisurely pace, like a fast pace. Not gonna run, but that intense walk, and then BAM!
This is a hypothetical scenario, by the way.
Right, yeah, of course. I'm just saying he'd be scared then.
Right.
But he shouldn't be now, because I'm not there and I'm not doing that,
Right.
and I have no plans to.
Look, dumbass. There's one reason only why I'm attacking you and coming after you verbally with one voice.
Because you want my
that would be
dick.
Me, the conservative hammer dipshit. Look,
He's
you made
called
a
the
video
conservative
basically on whether or not homosexuality.
I'm the liberal screwdriver, bitch.
Biblical scholar. Okay, you might be more familiarized with the Webster's Dictionary or the Encyclopedia Britannica, but you are not a biblical scholar. So shut your fucking mouth. All right.
Okay,
You
hold
cannot
on.
sit there
So
and
first of
quote-
all, let's just ask you: are you a biblical scholar? And second of all, why do you need to be a biblical scholar to interpret the Bible? Isn't it supposed to be accessible to everyone? Can't anyone read the Bible and get their own message out of it?
You know, strangely enough, not anyone could read it for a long time.
Sure, but I mean, that's the attitude now is like,
Right.
everyone's supposed to have a Bible. Everyone's supposed to read the Bible and contemplate what it means. Well, I've done that, and I've come to the conclusion that it's a fucking fallacious pile of shit. And I wouldn't even use it as toilet paper because it doesn't make sense to wipe off shit with more shit.
4 scriptures, then go on to 7 others that you have no idea that you didn't actually sit there and quote. But at the same time,
I don't have to quote every fucking goddamn scripture, bitch. If I tell you something's in the Bible, trust me. You can look it up for your goddamn self.
Right.
If you don't, trust me.
Of course, there's differing versions, but I mean, overall,
like I can tell you right now that there's a part in the Bible where God sends a bear to kill, I think, 32 children or some number.
They called him bald.
Like that because they called one of his prophets bald and made fun of his baldness. So God felt the punishment for making fun of a bald guy should be brutal death by bear, and you know, all these families destroyed and all these lives lost.
That's one of those humane forms of capital punishment
I don't have to
talk about before.
I don't have to sit here and fucking quote scripture and verse in order for that to be true, that really is in the Bible. All you have to do, if you really want to check, if you really want to verify, if you're really such a fucking skeptic, is go to Google, look it up, and see that yes, it is in fact there. And you know what? I may not be a biblical scholar, but I've had biblical scholars on the show, and I've brought this up to them, and I've asked them, you know, can you defend this? And their reaction is, oh, well, you know, God works in mysterious ways. So basically, no real answer there. So fuck you, you fucking pretentious bag of shit with your stupid fucking Mr. Anderson fucking Agent Smith glasses and your dorky fucking hat and your
like
stolen
Dale
face
Gribble.
from fake Sagan.
Doesn't he? Like,
he's definitely got Dale Gribble's fucking
Yeah.
personality, that's for sure.
well, he's got like the glasses and the hat.
Yeah, it's like, my name is Rusty Shackelford.
Yeah. Dale Gribble.
Dusty Shackelford was like his pseudonym that he used whenever he was like, you know, trying to get into some shit, giving false names to the authorities and all that.
Do you want to move on? Or do you want to hear a little more?
We can hear a little more.
All right.
It's like most dumbass liberal is, you go into another argument. You don't stay on topic and on subject. You go into whether or not divorce
Whoa! First of all, what is wrong with fucking covering multiple topics in a video? Especially when they're related. And second of all, you're gonna tell me that in this meandering fucking video where you're basically you have my name in the goddamn title, but then you're gonna act like it's a shocking revelation for we gotta save it till later in the video. I'll tell you who I'm talking about in a second. Or if you're not retarded, you can just read it right the fuck down there. But I'm the fucking retard. I've been Owened.
is a sin or not. Look, dumbass, just about every freaking major religion across the board, whether it be Christianity or Islam or whatever, all condemn homosexuality. My personal opinion on it, whether or not, I'll go ahead and tell you this, if two people love each other, you should have every right to everything in the United States that entitles you, that makes you happy, and we'll leave it at that. But this dumbass panders to anything that gets people to watch his videos. Now I'll tell you this, alright? Now, you got into a discussion or a small type of little arguing fight with your small ass little brain against a Jesus fanatic. And now, I do know scripture. I was born and raised in a Baptist church.
Okay.
Oh shit. He's about to drop the conservative hammer on my fucking head, dude. I'm about to get nailed into the fucking compression board, man. He's gonna fucking obliterate my ass with his Baptist upbringing, man. Amazing atheist trembles with fear. Oh, God, no.
One thing that you do not understand.
Not someone raised Baptist. No.
Stupid fuck, centrist fuck bag trying to get attention. Look, alright? When a Christian commits themselves to Jesus, very simply. They're admitting that they are a sinner.
By the way, everybody, I just want to point out that it's still like this. You can see the title of the video.
Amazing atheist retard Owen.
You're such a retard, TJ.
I'm a retard Owen.
You got Owen.
The retard done been Owen, Daddy. Did you see the retard get Owened?
With your
by the conservative hammer? The conservative hammer shattered the retard amazing atheist and Owened him.
They will admit.
Mark this day on your calendars, the day the amazing atheist fell to the conservative hammer.
Over and over and over again. Kind of like our judicial system. Kind of like that 3 strikes you're out.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be forgiven type thing.
Uh-huh.
Well, I can see why you're not an attention getter.
Yeah. It's kind of like the truth.
Yeah.
Fucking dumbass liberal retard piece of shit.
You got Owened.
It's like the only time he's even kind of entertaining is when he's cursing at me, and then the rest of the time it's like, fuck you, liberal retard.
Yeah. He has like conservative
goddamn
Tourette's.
retard shit for brains, liberal fucking limp dick faggot, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, blah, 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 blah. Just goes back and forth between blah, 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 and you're a faggot, and that's it. It's pretty much a one-trick pony. One-trick phony. I'm ready for the next video, I think.
All right.
If you are, Ben. Want to check with you, Ben. Make sure that's okay.
Yeah. Do you remember the G-Man's friend, the one that said that the moon was just like a source of light?
Yeah. Is it Shanny or something?
She made a video entitled "How I View Reality," and I thought that title alone is enough for us to probably want to watch it.
Oh man, how the woman who thinks the moon is a hologram views reality. Okay, yeah, I'm ready. How I view reality.
Hi guys.
Hi.
A thought just came to my mind.
On crack.
Because a lot of atheists around here now are trying to say that just because you believe in God means you are delusional. Even though most people who actually do believe in God has had a experience with God.
So how does that make you any different than the Hindus who've had an experience, or the Buddhists who've had an experience, or the Muslims who've had an experience, or the pagans who've had a fucking experience? Plenty of people have had experiences of all kinds of crazy shit.
And I think when they're saying delusional, I don't think they're talking about all the Christians they know. I think they're probably talking about you.
Right. You know, and by the way, your belief in God, while I do find it kind of silly, at least that can be attributed to cultural factors. The fact that you think the moon is a fucking hologram, that kind of makes me think, yeah, you're delusional.
Yeah.
And continue to have experiences with God. I mean, we could look at God
What
like
if God was
gravity.
one
No, we
of
can't see
us?
gravity, can we? But we can see the effects gravity does. Here, I'll show you. You see this?
Merit? Really? I mean, if you're gonna smoke, at least smoke something good. Fuck. Merit. Jesus Christ. This like, you go to the gas station, you ask for a pack of Merits, they just fucking give it to you. They're like, don't even bother giving us money.
Look, watch.
I'm ready.
This is how
What do you think's gonna happen, Ben? Do you think it's gonna float? Do you think it's gonna fly away? You think it's gonna fall?
I think God is going to make it fall.
God is going to... Okay, cool.
And then when it falls, that'll be proof that God is real.
Oh.
Gravity effects, okay? This is how we know there is gravity.
Look! See? See?
God is real. Merit.
Oh, silly fuck you.
Oh, that is a knee slapper.
It fell down. Wait. Let's see if it floats. No, it fell down.
The test is repeatable.
No, it fell down. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you had a hypothesis.
Wow, I am convinced at this point that gravity is real.
And yeah.
I mean, I got to admit, I was skeptical of the whole gravity thing, but
so we can just, we can test God, right?
Yeah, just as easily. Just as you can easily see that gravity exists, you can also see God exists. It's so obvious if you're just looking in the right places with the right mentality, and you're insane.
Because of that effect of things falling down, obviously, there's gravity.
Right. Good job.
Now, Nikola Tesla...
You may not be smarter than a fourth grader, but...
said that it was caused by ether. Ethereal, let's say, spiritual existence.
Ethereal, I think is the word she was looking for.
Fucking, I know Nikola Tesla's body of work reasonably well for a layman, and I'm not remembering anything about some kind of weird spiritual energy force in his work. I mean, maybe there is. I've never read it or heard of it, even though I've read about him pretty extensively, but maybe just none of the biographers I read chose to mention that part. I don't know. Very strange, though.
Cause gravity. Now, I know astronomers say that gravity is caused by mass and, all that nice, lovely junk.
I like how she just glosses over that, like, mass and all that junk.
Mass and all that nice
what?
Which we all know is bullshit. Fucking scientists always trying to fucking pull one over on us. Why do things fall? Well, it's related to, mass and velocity and all this other shit. No. And, that's not it. It's magic God, Jesus juice that, God pulls things down because that's the way he wants them to go.
But the thing is, if you actually go out in the universe, there is no mass. It's a vacuum. It sucks.
What?
Yeah, space is a vacuum,
but there's mass out there.
Right, there's particles and shit that have mass.
You're on a giant piece of matter.
I mean, you have mass.
Right, but
it looks like you have a significant amount of mass.
Not enough to have a gravitational pull. Though.
Well, yeah, she has a gravitation. Everything has a gravitational
pull. Well, I mean,
pull.
like a meaningful one.
Right, yeah, you're not attracted to her. I mean, no one is. But anyway, move on, I guess.
Move on to the next video?
No, just move on with this video.
It sucks. So I'm not quite sure how they equivalate that.
Was that a Bushism?
Yeah, I think it was.
You just equivalated that.
As I equivalated to Dick Cheney earlier.
Do any of us really know with concrete certainty that out there is a vacuum? No, we really don't. We're relying on men to tell us that it's a vacuum out in the universe. We're relying on men to tell us it
That's
is.
a good point.
Not many of us have actually gone out in space, I'll tell you that.
We rely on men to tell us that. Unlike religion, which we've clearly seen God, and he's directly spoken to each of us. It's not like we're just told about him by men or anything. Here's the difference between the men that fucking tell you God is real and the men that tell you that space is a fucking vacuum. The men who tell you space is a vacuum will present fucking evidence. You brainless fucking cow. Jesus Christ.
So I'm just going to have to equate that I don't know. It's that simple. I don't know. Now I can say I know God.
No!
I've seen his effects.
Wow. So your attitude towards demonstrable scientific truth is, I don't know. Your fucking response to there's a magical man in the sky that's watching you all the time is like, yeah, I know. That's right. Yep. Self-evident, really. Because you can see his effects. Where are they? I don't see them, bitch.
And I've talked to him, and he's talked back to me like he has billions of other people. And I think it's very egocentric of us to think that there is no God and to conclude that...
No, it's egocentric of you to think that the creator of the universe is wasting his time talking to your insipid fucking ass. That's what's egotistical.
And he gives a shit about who people fuck and what we eat and what we, if we swear.
By the way, bitch, Bible says women don't preach, so fuck off.
We weren't created, we were just some random mistake. Even though everything around us isn't random. It's very concrete, linear, and pretty solid, don't you think?
No, it's not. First of all, it's linear because that's your human fucking perception of it. It's only solid. It's only solid because most matter is mostly empty space. Like this wall that I can touch and feel solid to me is mostly actually empty fucking space. So no, it's not really as solid as it looks. It's not really as linear as it might seem. But you don't care about any of that, do you? It doesn't really matter. Its solidity and its linearity doesn't even really matter anyway. What really matters is, where's the evidence for God here? You're gonna say, oh well, there's order, so there must be God. That doesn't make sense, because God himself would have to be an ordered being. So if you're going to say there's a God and he's always existed, then you have to say that order can just spontaneously be. And if you can say that order can just spontaneously be, why not remove the unnecessary assumption of God and just say that the order of the universe could just spontaneously be?
You want to move on? Or do you like... I can tell you're...
It's up to you, Ben. If you think it's entertaining, then I'll keep going.
I think it is.
Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's keep going.
Unless you go to the quantum level.
Let's dig deeper into bullshit mountain.
And then you see these molecules coming in and out of existence. Just boom, boom, boom. 1 minute there's...
How can you know that, bitch? Because, only men have told you that. You've never actually seen a molecule. Probably doesn't even exist. Probably just something scientific lunatics made up to trick you.
Molecule there. And then it's gone in 30 million miles away. The same molecule. 30 million miles away. That's how quantum physics works. It's zeros and ones.
It's zeros and ones? The fuck are you...
To think that we're not a creation is very ignorant to think that we know that we're not created.
I don't say that I knew I wasn't created. First of all, even with the worldview I currently have, I was created by the fucking universe, which has shown itself to be capable of acts of bringing things into order, bringing things into structure. So I think, I was created by that. But even if... But I've never even, go watch a bunch of Amazing Atheist videos. You'll notice that I've, for the most part, never said that I know for certain that there is no kind of God anywhere out there. What I have always said, and what most atheists have always said, if you really get right down to it, is there's no compelling evidence to believe in a God. And if there's no compelling evidence to believe in something, then why would you? If I come to you and I say to you, Shanny or whatever the fuck your name is, I can turn into a dragon, you would say bullshit, and you'd ask me probably to prove it. And if I couldn't, you're not going to say, if I tell you, no, I can't show you, you just have to accept on faith. And if you don't, one day I will come here in dragon form and eat you. You're probably not going to be too fucking worried about it. Because you know it's bullshit, because there's no compelling reason to believe it. And the same is true of your preposterous fucking religious beliefs. There's no compelling reason to believe them. Yeah, you can look at nature, and you can look at fucking structure, and you can look at order, and you can say, God must have done it. But you don't actually have any evidence of that.
I mean, it benefits us to recognize patterns in things, but that doesn't mean that the patterns are intentionally put there. And that's kind of, what we see when we look at things. We look for patterns in things. And that's kind of how, she sees it as something that was created and done intentionally by someone. It's pretty crazy.
Have you ever heard, Ben, of this thing called the Game of Life? It's
like the board game?
No. It's I'm trying to remember the exact principles it operates on, but I can't remember exactly how it works, but it's basically a grid, right? Mm-hmm. And there's certain rules, like about how squares can interact with each other, and they're very simple rules. I think if there's a certain amount of other squares surrounding the square, then the square disappears. If there's not enough squares around it, it disappears. If it depends on how it's touching, but it's all just a simple grid, right? Mm-hmm. And there's rules for how blocks interact with each other. Whether the block is full or the block is empty, it's dependent on its surrounding blocks. And with a very simple set of rules, these things create structure and form. They even create self-replicators. Patterns that can replicate themselves over and over again and actually move across the board. And it's amazing to see how just with a very simple set of principles, we can arrive at structure, we can arrive at new forms, and basically see evolution at work. And that's impressive to me. And then when people like her say structure never could emerge on its own, well, right. We've seen that even with fucking simple rules of blocks on a grid, even with those simple rules, structure can emerge. So you mean to tell me with the complex rules, with the complex laws of physics that we have in this universe, that the emergence of structure is an impossibility without some divine intervention, which the divinity itself would have to be explained in terms of how its structure emerged? I mean, it's just a fucking ridiculous, circular, shitty argument. And I think I am done now.
All right, we'll move on. Let's see.
What time is it?
It is 10:20.
Okay. Well, we've been on for nearly 2 hours. When we're going to take a break and show the shirts?
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
We might as well do that now before it gets
all right, and
too far along.
If you got a shirt and you weren't shown tonight, or you haven't already been shown overall, feel free to send them in to us, and we'll make sure they get on the next show.
Yep.
So we'll be right back.
Check out some shirts.
Fucked her as he stared into her eyes. strap onto her high, let it inside, have her girl cry with a lesbian. Tongue in the crotch. Downtown, hobo on the ground, says he got a probe. No, I got my chode, but no, that's sick. If I want a dick, I can get a dick. And I like the metal cig with a little drip, drip. Without the knob on the top and all the stickiness. And I know the satisfaction of a man, don't get me wrong. Wires the eyes and baby doesn't turn me on. Like when a man tries to beat me, take off my hobo clothes and then he tries to beat me. Crack in the mouth, put in the mouth, sexual sound, make scream out. Then I'll be the hobo unit friends. Talk about standing in the street, getting bent over a vent. Looking forward to the broken experience. Get the lube, dude, use it for the back in action. Stick it in and watch the hobo's ass contraction. Hobo, 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 hobo. Anal, 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 anal. Robin, 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 Robin. Hobo, anal, Robin. Chillin' at home, watching the tube, sorting a boner for the killing of the hobos in the vicinity of the bone. Feeling good, looking out the window, looking down the alley for a dirty old hobo. Yeah, I like the anal probe and shoving like the dirty does. Says the ladies in the dress, baby's mama said it's cause make me feel like a hobo. Tie me down for anal probe and tossing over with blood running out my ass. You think it's funny? Take a look, you fucking bust you in the nuts like you're my lover. Fucking dirty hobo dick, it's saucy like the sucker drip. Think twice about your trip, the hobo probe with confidence. Building up the mean or something lonely, but you're fucking hobo, 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 anal, 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 Robin, 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 hobo, anal, Robin. Fuck that, I ain't no tool, bitch. I'm a hobo with two motherfucking fists. And feel that rim shot, big cock in your mouth, fuck, thinking master the anal probe. Fuck, greasy, 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 grease it up. Stick it, stick it, stick it, stick it in. Slide it up and down, slide it up and down. Slide it all around. Greasy, 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 grease it up. Stick it, stick it, stick it, stick it in. Slide it up and down, slide it up and down. Slide it all around. Greasy, 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 grease it up. Stick it, stick it, stick it, stick it in. Slide it up and down, slide it up and down. Slide it all around. Greasy, 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 grease it up. Stick it, stick it, stick it, stick it in. Slide it up and down, slide it up and down. Slide it all around. Greasy, 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 grease it up. Stick it, stick it, stick it, stick it in. Slide it up and down, slide it up and down. Slide it all around. Hobo, 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 hobo. Anal, 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 anal. Robin, 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 Robin. Hobo, anal, Robin.
Tell me how to eat it right, how to save the flavor. All night with my peaches and cream on my body, I dream of you, girl. Tell me how to treat it right, how to lick your pussy all night, and I am policing dreams with my face in your cream, with details to come. When I believe, and I believe, with your pussy, in your pussy, and I will eat, and I believe, your pussy clean. I believe. be my girl. Tell me that you'll be my world. Tell me that you'll be that slut in my dreams that I want you to be. Tell me that you'll suck my dick. Tell me that you'll lick, lick, lick. Tell me that you'll rock my cock like a whore and never stop. Never stop. Never stop. Tell me how to stick it right. How to poke you in the pokey and feel tight. With my dick clean from your mouth servicing. Let's go, girl.
All right, everybody, we're back.
We're back on crack.
Thanks for everyone who sent in their photos. For those of you who don't have a shirt yet, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're missing out.
Stupid fucks.
I know you want to be cool like these people.
Those people were awesome.
The link is in the description.
I notice there's a lot more hot girls wearing your shirt, Ben. It makes me sad. More hot girls need to get the band TJ shirt.
No comment.
It's the mask. Chicks dig the mask.
All right, so we'll do a few more segments here.
Sure.
By the way, hit the thumbs up, motherfuckers.
Hit the fucking thumbs up. And if you're listening on iTunes, which, man, just listening to that music probably for like the 12 millionth time without the accompanying visuals of the shirt was probably annoying. But
Whatever.
if you are on iTunes, forget about that and give us a good rating.
Yes.
Because most of the show has been better than you having to listen to music that maybe you like, maybe you don't like. But there's nothing we could do about that. There's no way we can fucking have universally liked music. So
yeah.
And actually, Hobo Anal is a fan favorite.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It even, I've seen fans referencing it and talking about it all the time. Hobo Anal, man.
Yep.
Because it's a beautiful love story.
Yep.
Yeah. It touches me. Touches the cockles of my heart.
I also like the one that was just playing too. I like that one too.
Yeah, that one's okay. But Hobo Anal is better.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. All right.
My favorite one of those is where it's like he's fucking a girl, but then she's got a dick.
Yep.
And he has to eat shit off her dick or something.
Yeah, that one's called Man Rape. That's the name of that song.
That's my favorite. My favorite part is when he's like, "Hey, my shit from my dick."
Yeah. Fucking Sex Pistols used to play open mic nights, and they would get kicked out and banned from the open mic night.
Well, I guess they're not as open as they fucking claim.
It was basically the singer playing guitar, and then a bass player, and then a guy playing a drum machine. And a guy that sat there wearing a hoodie smoking cigarettes.
That's the best band position ever.
And that was
so cool. Just like, what do you do in the band? I sit around in a hoodie smoking cigarettes on stage.
Yep.
Just kind of chilling, And most of our gigs are only 10 minutes because we get kicked out. So it's kind of a
but then they got past the open mic night level and then started actually playing shows where they were actually like on a bill, and then it became more of like a performance art kind of thing.
Cool.
Like how offensive could they be during the show?
That's pretty much the best strategy, I think. Yes. How offensive can I be?
I know, that's why I thought it would fit with the show well.
It does. I like it.
Yep.
I've always liked it.
All right, so do you want to play a new segment?
Yeah.
All right, this one is Ted Cruz reaffirms his same-sex marriage stance. People thought maybe for a second Ted Cruz wasn't on board, with hating queers. You know what I mean?
What? Ted Cruz don't like them fucking queers,
Don't like them queers.
I might have to reconsider my vote.
Let's move on to Senator Ted Cruz. He was criticized and has to issue a statement clarifying his position on same-sex marriage, and he's mad at the New York Times, Robert. He says, yes, he was in Manhattan. He went to a private dinner with two gay businessmen. At that dinner, he talked about...
Sounds like a threesome to me.
I know, right? I'm sitting there like, went to a private dinner with two gay businessmen. Yep. Doesn't this end with... Ted Cruz being spit roasted on those two business cocks?
They were cutting a deal.
Yeah, you know. They just fucking their dicks are so big that they meet in the middle.
Marriage being an issue for the states, but apparently did not directly bring up his opposition to same-sex marriage. So he issued this statement saying it speaks volumes.
So wait a minute. So because Ted Cruz didn't explicitly say at some event that he was against gay marriage, people interpreted that as maybe he fucking is pro-gay marriage now.
Yeah, you have to like keep it going, you know. You can't ease up on it, basically.
Yeah, you gotta make sure every day, whenever you meet anybody, it's like, hello, I'm Ted Cruz, I hate faggots. Yeah, okay.
Just want to make sure you didn't forget.
Yeah, didn't want you to forget that. If you need a queer-hating candidate, that's me, Ted Cruz. I'm your man.
New York Times considers it newsworthy that a Republican who believes marriages between a man and a woman would meet with people who hold different views. I know it's been a long time since we've seen it, but this is what it means to truly be a big tent Republican instead of a panderer. Fair?
Cruz is meeting in New York with...
It sounds like you're pandering to somebody, though.
We all know that Cruz was there to offer his mouth and his ass pussy to the two gay businessmen.
Two gay hotel owners. It is indicative.
Oh.
Yeah, one of those hotels. They charge by the hour in those hotels.
Of the Republican moment, because Republicans, even the conservative hardliners like Ted Cruz, see the Supreme Court ruling on the horizon.
It's just like that video we watched, you know, the pervy homosexual led Ted Cruz back to their hotel.
And come to think of it, wasn't there a gay serial killing movie called Cruising?
I don't know.
Yeah, there was, Ben.
Okay.
It's a pretty famous movie.
I see.
Whatever.
Likely to rule in favor of
I think Al Pacino was in that.
Hooah!
Yeah,
marriage.
Al Pacino
And
was
Cruz, he
getting
wants
fucked
to
in the
fight the
ass.
culture wars. He wants to fight on the religious freedom front. But does he want to fight a marriage battle? I'm not so sure Republicans looking to win the White House really want to make marriage a keystone of their 2016 campaign. Cruz,
Well, they goddamn well better, because ain't nothing more important except guns. Guns and queers, man. That's what I vote.
It captures that struggle.
Four
those
guns
tensions within
against
the GOP.
queers.
I also struck the nation's about to have a new attorney general. We've talked about why the Republicans held it up so long. They have parliamentary reasons, legislative reasons. I personally think they should have voted on that one a long time ago. They knew she was going to be, fight about other things. They knew she was going to be confirmed. But Ted Cruz, who has always said, don't trust the other guys. They will tell you they're conservative. Don't listen to their talk. See what they do. See if they actually fight the fight. That's sort of the central premise of his campaign. He missed the vote on Loretta Lynch because he had to go to Texas for a fundraiser. Will that hurt him?
He had to go to Texas for a butt fucking and a throat fucking. Let's not call it a fundraiser. I mean, maybe he raised some funds when he was laying there in the bed with cum fucking dripping out of his
Santorum,
his fucking cavernous asshole.
There was Santorum everywhere.
Santorum fucking leaking from his asshole. And he might have raised a little funds when one of the gay hotel owners tossed a few wadded up 20s on the bed and said, clean yourself up, bitch, or something like that. That was about all the fundraising he did. Let's be honest, folks.
All right. I think we may even want to move on from this.
Yeah. I've pretty much taken the joke to the pinnacle of where it can go.
Let's do this next one. This is
unless I start incorporating like extreme like bondage elements and shit where Ted Cruz is like tied up against the wall being whipped and shit. But
next one is sheriff's deputy goes to lunch instead of answering 911 call.
Well, which was really the bigger emergency?
On March 13th, a woman made a 911 call from this home on Dryden Circle. She wasn't speaking, so dispatch radioed to a deputy nearby. That deputy, Ivan Fernandez, was sitting in his car in the parking lot at Raiders Pizza and Wings on Palm Beach Boulevard.
Okay,
but instead of responding to the call, he went inside to eat.
He made a decision in his mind at that moment in time that his lunch and what he had on his personal plate, pun intended, I suppose, was more important than whatever that 911 call was.
Motherfuckers got to eat, man.
Wow.
You get hungry, I mean, look, as much, I could sit here and be like, man, this cop is a real piece of shit. But in myself in that situation, I'm hungry. Some
I know
911 call comes along.
Dude,
I'd be like, eh.
Dude, when you're hungry, you like go on autopilot.
If someone dies, someone dies. I'm getting my fucking Raiders pizza. But but that's why I'm not a cop. So, and maybe this guy shouldn't be either.
Sheriff Mike Scott says the investigation confirmed his worst fear.
We fell short. And for that, of course, I'm sorry and disappointed.
A timeline of events shows at 1:11 p.m., Deputy Fernandez acknowledged the call from dispatch.
Okay, mistake number one, Deputy Fernandez.
Look, if you're planning on ignoring the call and going to lunch, act like you're not in the fucking car, dipshit, Be like, oh, a call. Yeah, I'm already in the restaurant. I don't hear that.
At 1:19, he responded copy to updated information about the call. At 1:40, he asks another deputy who met him for lunch to take the call for him. And at 2:04, that deputy responded to Dryden Circle.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
For a 911 call.
Meanwhile, someone's just dead on the floor.
Fernandez doesn't get there until 2:21 after finishing his lunch and stopping at another location to use the restroom. The woman who made the 911 call died.
Could we have saved this lady? I'll never be able to answer that question. Would getting there...
So he's just like, some old bitch gotta die. At least I got my pizza and my piss break. That's all that really matters.
Quicker have hurt anything? Of course not.
When interviewed about what happened, Fernandez said he called the 911 caller several times, but she didn't answer, so he returned to his lunch, saying he, quote, believed this type of response and response time was satisfactory.
Come on, dude. You're at the point where it's time to just admit you fucked up. Quit trying to defend the indefensible and be like, I feel like an hour is an adequate time for me to respond to a call, Hour and 10 minutes before he got there. A little under an hour before the guy he fucking tried to shovel it off on got there.
All right, so next one we've got here, frat members reportedly spit on veterans and urinate on the flag.
Who did this? Frat members?
Yeah, fraternity members, it says.
Sweet.
For the past 6 years, injured soldiers have come to Panama City Beach to connect with their fellow veterans and enjoy some downtime.
This retreat has just...
No way, dude! I'm gonna drink a party, man! Spring break! Woo! Woo!
Woo!
Spring break!
Yeah, fucking give me this fucking pussy, man.
been more amazing than I ever thought it would be.
Our community has always gone above and beyond to give them a hero's welcome. However, during this Warrior Beach retreat, it was a different story when it came to some of our visitors. Some veterans say they now know how Vietnam veterans felt when they came home. They say they were subjected to some of the same harassment by a group of college students.
They actually spit on me and my service dog as well. And that's just so disrespectful, and it hurts, really. I come and I feel honored and I feel safe and like I belong, and now I feel like I'm defending myself.
Yeah.
Shit happens, man. I mean, that could happen to anybody. I mean, does he know that it happened to him because he's a veteran?
Maybe. I don't really know. They didn't really delve into it enough. But I mean, I remember, Vietnam vet. Like, what I don't understand about this is like usually the people who would be like spitting on soldiers and shit would be like super left-wingy type people.
Yeah.
Like ultra leftists. So he's saying like it was like a frat. I mean, it doesn't really. It doesn't really jive with my maybe too stereotypical impression of fraternities.
Veterans tell me they were shocked at the level of disrespect that these college students have. They told me that they threw beer on them from their balconies and even spit on them. Linda Cope, founder of the Warrior Beach Retreat, says she's never seen such disgusting behavior.
They're a total disgrace for our military. They were urinating on the American flag. They were throwing things off of the balconies.
These injured soldiers were staying at the Laketown Wharf Resort at the same time students in the fraternities Zeta Beta Tau from the University of Florida and Emory University were in town for their spring formal.
Awesome, man. Spring formal. Guys in college that act like they're still in high school.
Was this like was this a political statement, or was this just like, we're so drunk that we're gonna do this because it seems like a good idea?
Drunken douchebags, probably. That's what I'm guessing.
You just think that you don't think there's any
death to the tyrants in the U.S. government and their
No.
military-industrial machine.
I think this is like
you think it's just like
drunk frat
fuck
guys.
you soldiers, I piss on you, bitch.
Yeah.
Fucking to die for my freedom, you can take a little piss then.
And I have not stood up and said anything about spring break because we constantly want to get the support of the community. But if this is at all indicative of what these college students do, we need to get rid of it.
Veterans say it comes down to respect for our country.
There was a group of
So wait a
very
minute.
intoxicated.
Spring break, which probably makes your area a shit ton of money, you're gonna get rid of that because some people acted foolish.
Right. I mean, a lot of places have that kind of policy where you punish everyone for the acts of a few. I know, like, even, you know, places I've worked in the past had that sort of system, you know?
Have you ever pissed on the flag, Ben?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
I try to piss in the toilet. I guess if I'm outside on like a bush or a tree or something, you know.
I don't know. I have a habit of peeing on things. I'm like a dog in a way.
Okay.
College kids that actually ripped the American flag out of the ground and was trying to run around with it.
Hope did receive an apology letter from
okay.
the president of UF who said he has...
I'm sure that this is the wrong thing to say, and I'm sure that...
Oh, God.
You know, I shouldn't feel the way I feel about this.
Oh, God, no.
Ben's cringing already. But I just think it's fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. Like, a bunch of fucking rowdy college kids fucking pissing on the flag and spitting on soldiers just because they're fucking drunk and stupid. I mean, that to me sounds amusing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, Ben, if you were walking down the street and you saw that scene happening, would you not turn and watch and be amused by it?
I probably would for a little bit. And I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? I'd probably be concerned that someone's going to start shooting or something.
I mean, like, it's not like you have to condone it in order to find it funny.
Right. Oh,
That's
no.
what I'm saying. And I'm just saying I think it's funny.
Right. It's just like, you know, when you watched America's Funniest Home Videos back in the day and the baby hit the guy in the nuts with the baseball bat and you laughed at it. It's not like you condone babies hitting guys in the nuts with baseball bats.
Although I do.
You do. This is your endorsement of it.
I endorse babies hitting men in the balls with baseball bats.
Small thumb, small thumb, small thumb, small thumb.
Yeah, America. You feel that?
I feel your pain.
Power of the thumb.
Just want to let you know, I feel your pain.
I love the thumb.
Yeah. It's like
it's a gesture
little
that
bit. Just
it
a
means
little bit.
nothing. Just a little thumb coming out. And that's why we got to build a stronger America. Because you don't want to point, because that looks too authoritative.
No. That's what pro wrestlers do. You know.
America, you got to get your shit together, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dear Linda, I am writing to let you know that a bunch of students pissed on your fucking soldiers.
Started an investigation. I said, do your investigating, but I want to know what you're going to do. What are you going to do? I think they all should be put on probation.
Drawn and
I'm
quartered.
hoping that this will make a dramatic
Can I
change in
just
their life
say
to realize.
that this woman is obviously a bitch?
Yes. It's so easy to see.
Yeah, you know, she's obviously a colossal fucking bitch. Not because of anything she's necessarily said here, but it's just obvious to me.
They do not need to take the sacrifice and the service of these men and women in vain.
Is she trying to pull off the emotional voice right now?
Yeah, it sounded like crocodile tears were on their way.
You cannot take the sacrifice in vain.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We need to clear 2,000 likes before the video's
You know,
over.
maybe if you really gave a fuck about the soldiers, wouldn't you care more about like the state of the VA and shit and how, you know, our country's policies piss on the soldiers? Wouldn't that be a bigger concern than like a random incident with some drunken fucking college students? Maybe. Just a little bite, huh? Yeah.
I think we're going to do one more video and then we'll go on to do the post show. Let's see.
Stars now.
You do that every time.
In the post show.
It was amusing the first time.
it's amusing to me every time, and it takes so little of your time up, Ben. So
no, fuck that. All right,
maybe I'll write more lyrics to it so it could be a full-length song.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, that would be at least more amusing.
And then I'll get Manson himself to sing it for us.
Yeah, TJ. Let's see. Okay, we'll do this one. Cop slam some girl who was some sort of model, which I don't even know like what level she was at, but it says, "Cop slammed my face into a glass table." And I guess this girl's like a model, so it fucked up her face and she's pissed. So here we go.
I couldn't breathe. I kept trying to hit his hand to let him to loose up away from my neck, and he just kept dragging me across the floor.
A knockdown, drag-out brawl at the Mirage Hotel and Casino, captured by surveillance cameras.
By the time I had got up on my feet, I just tried to turn around and just try to break away from him.
Early August 16th, Ariana Mason gets caught in the middle.
I'm going to pull the plug on this one and play a different one.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was kind of stupid. Okay, here's a better one.
We don't give a fuck about this bitch.
Yeah. Here, man upset by Spanish interpreter disrupts a children's concert. So this is a concert at a children's school where
And a man disrupts the Spanish interpreter?
Yeah, because I guess this is a heavily Hispanic area where a lot of people speak Spanish.
And he's pissed about that.
Yes, because for whatever reason, it's anti-American
to speak Spanish.
For some reason.
There's no reason why speaking Spanish would be anti-American, but okay.
Yep.
People say it was a racist chant that interrupted a kindergarten concert in central Iowa. That was a
He's chanting USA. Okay. I mean.
Oh, man. We were just talking about this the other day, Ben.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
We were sitting there. We were watching. There was a.
That's why I pulled the plug on the other one, because I remembered this one.
We were watching a wrestling pay-per-view from back. It was I think it was WCW.
Yep.
And there was a. I think it was a Japanese competitor by the name of Liger. I'm not too familiar with him. But because he was Japanese, and only because he's Japanese, the crowd starts chanting, USA, 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 USA. It's like, do you think that just because he's Japanese, he like takes issue with the USA? Or are you just saying to him, you don't come from my country, so fuck you?
Are they really this insecure, though? I mean...
Yeah, apparently they are. This guy is incredibly insecure.
I mean, like, it's kind of like...
Do you have any idea, Ben, the level of insecurity you would have to stand up in the middle of a kindergarten fucking show that no one even really gives a shit about? Except for to see their own kid and be like, look, there's little fucking, do you have any idea how insecure you have to be to stand up in the middle of that and start chanting USA just because there's a Spanish fucking interpreter or whatever?
Yeah, it's kind of like the straight Christians that are afraid that they're losing rights when gay people can get married. He feels like because he speaks English, something fucked up's going to happen to his language because other people want to speak Spanish.
Yeah, did you know, Ben, that, it starts off with the gay marriage, but then soon it's going to become mandatory that all straight men have got to suck dick every day.
And speak Spanish.
Yeah, they're going to have to suck dick in Spanish. Be like, oh, that's what it sounds like to suck dick in Spanish, Ben. American dick sucking sounds much better.
They'll force us all to be gay Mexicans.
That's what they want for America. That's what Obama wants for America.
Gay Mexico America.
And if you're not down with Gay Mex America, he's going to take you to the guillotines.
In Perry, where
in the
families
FEMA
had
death
gathered to
camps.
listen to their children. The kids were already on stage at the school when introductions were made in English. Then when the Spanish translator started to talk, that's when parents say one man stood up chanting USA, English only. In a location with a significant Latino population, some parents want to know
They're dragging him out. Like, okay, Bill, time to go home. I know you got drunk so you could tolerate watching this kindergarten performance, but...
It wasn't like they were like, oh, well, we're going to do this all in Spanish. If you don't speak English, too bad.
And death to America.
Statement like that would come out in front of young people.
I was scared and frustrated.
The fact that we even speak English when we're thousands of miles away from England is just a testament to the fact that the languages that we speak here are not of this area originally.
He should be, if he's going to champion anything, it should be like the old Cherokee languages and shit.
Right. Isn't that what we should be speaking, man? Those are dying languages. A lot. I don't know about Cherokee, but there are dying native languages out there.
Yeah, it's because it's under assault by English, which is now under assault from Spanish.
Apparently.
Spanish.
And I just wanted to get up and I wanted to tell him, that there are a lot of people that are mixed, and we're all the same, so we all have the same thing. And
you ain't the same as me, you damn fucking goddamn half darky bitch.
Same people.
I ain't the same as you. I'm special. This is America, damn it.
What's your name? Juwan or don't?
Juwan, man. Juwan, man. I tell you what, man.
They can't see it.
You got to take that on down. They can see this damn faggot's name. Juwan or Duns. What the hell kind of fucking name is that? Let me tell you something, Juwan. This here is fucking America, and we don't want your kind here talking your damn dirt language to our children. This America, we speak American in America. We speak American here, and if you don't want to learn the language, you better leave the country. Love it or leave it. Juwan, and why don't you get a real fucking name while you're at it, bitch?
They hate us because they ain't us.
Hate us because they ain't us.
Get the wrong idea to the kids, more bullying in the school.
I can't understand him.
I don't understand his thick Spanish, man.
The nephew of the last person who has just spoken there in the interview,
I'm
shot the video of the incident. The school has not said who the person is that made the statement.
It was me. I'm sorry.
All right, everybody, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Go to Patreon. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I guess
Patreon. Yeah, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. What the fuck's your problem, you stupid faggots? Anyway. I'm just TJ on the show. And this has been, I was going to say the Amazing Atheist. I am, but that's not usually what I do here. But anyway, and this is Ben here.
Yeah.
And we love you very much, and we love entertaining you. So please support us any way you can.
Yeah, there's so many different options.
So many different ways you could do it.
I mean,
let's just go through a few of those.
Amazon, you're already buying something anyways. So.
Yeah. If you want to buy that, big rubber ass thing,
fuck my
big black ass, or what's the other one called? I don't even remember. It wasn't as entertaining.
Fuck
as
me silly.
Fuck me silly. If you want to buy the fuck me silly or the fuck my big black ass on Amazon, I think they are on there, by the way. Not that any of you fine people would want them. Use our affiliate link so we get a little money. If you're going to buy a book, I don't know if any people buy books anymore, but if you do. And speaking of books, you can also go to, if you're more of the audiobook type, you can go to audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants. That helps us out. You can also support us on Patreon, and as we mentioned earlier, there's tons of perks involved in doing that. All right, is there anything else we should talk about, Ben, before we go to the post show?
Nope, we're done. Goodbye.
Fire off, everybody.